Hello and welcome to Stockton Junction. So, what's today's video about? Well, if you watched my last video with the MGRs, the Acura scale wagons, you'll hear that I didn't run the trains. Excuse me, I have got a bit of a cold. I didn't run the trains around because of track cleaning. Well, I didn't want to clean the tracks because I have another video planned regarding track cleaning. So as you can see in front of you, I have the CMX track cleaner, and I also have the sharge UK track cleaner, which is one of the older models, I believe. I think they've changed it since this one. I did message them and ask them if they wanted us to give me a newer model for review, but they didn't reply, or they didn't get my message, one or the other. But I did previously review this product, and I did rate it quite highly at the time. There have been some issues since my original review that I will bring up. So things that I'm not so happy with, namely the spring in there is rusting. The paint around there is all bubbling away and coming off. As you can see, the paint's all coming off of there, and that's not due to wear and tear, that's just it's coming off. It's just literally been peeling. So not so happy with that. And I've got to say, I don't like the bogies, the way they hang over the end of the frames. Now I believe in the newer model they don't do that. These, I believe, cause an issue with some derailments that I have had personally on my previous layout. So I don't know if anyone else has got that model and had that issue or not, but I did want to point that out, but also point out that I believe that they've changed the bogies, so that might not be an issue now. Obviously there are other differences between the two models, which I will go into in a second. So the first thing to be aware of is weight. Now this wagon is pretty heavy, so we're going to put this on the scales, and that is weighing in at 328 grams. So let's give a comparison to that. What can I find? So I have let's get the TEF back to zero. So it's 328. So this is a class 47 by Bachmann. That's 529. So that's pretty heavy. So that one wagon weighs nearly as much as that train. Let's see. I'm just wondering if I've got something else I could test. Why does it not go back to zero? That's annoying. Right, so anyway, that was what was it I said? 328? 330. Obviously, since I've re-zeroed it. This one is coming in at 170, 169, 170. So that is nearly half the weight for this wagon. Obviously, that is going to affect the performance when it comes to a comparison with this one, you would think, wouldn't you? So obviously the weight of this pushing down, you would think it's going to clean a lot better than that. And to be fair, given the weight, I would say that if this one cleans brilliantly and this one cleans half as good, then the weight difference makes that equal. So obviously we're not expecting this one to perform a miracle and be exactly as good as this one, are we? Not with the weight difference, because it's not going to be pushing down as heavily on the tracks. The other thing to bear in mind is that the CMX uses this material, which is quite a very soft material, and the Sarge one uses this material, which is slightly different. It's more of a furry, but it's got a bit of texture to it. This has got a slight texture, but obviously it's not the same. So they do use different materials, but what we will be using in the test is the same IPA. So I will get on and fill these up. I'll get them running. I will run them, so the test will be 3 circuits of the layout. I won't video all of that because it just takes far too long. And then we will have a look at the cleaning pads and see how they look. At that point, I'm going to change the pads. So I'm going to have, the CMX is very, very heavy. So it's going to be pulled by the Dutch 37. And the sharge one is going to be filled by the 47. So it'll be that one with that one and that one with that one. Okay, so when we have done our laps, I'm going to take the pads off. I'm going to put new ones on, and I'm going to swap the trains around. So I'm going to put this one onto the other track and then put that one onto this track, and then we're going to run them again with clean pads, just one circuit, and see if either one picks up extra dirt from the track that's been cleaned by the other cleaner. So in other words, this one will go round and see if it can pick up any dirt that this one's left behind, and vice versa. And so we're going to see how much difference the two make, whether the extra weight of this one is worth all the extra money, and or whether the other one does an equal or a comparative job, and so on. So it's going to be a little bit of a science sort of check up and see how we get on with it. But I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to run these trains round the first time, and I'll show you the results of the pads when we finished that one, because I'm not going to sit here watch, running the trains round on video. It's going to take forever. So I'll see you in a bit. So just a quick one there, ready to go, and just going to set them off on their initial cleaning run, and away they go. So I'd show you it's going round. I did change it to pushing the CMX due to the weight on the helixes. It's performing much better doing so. So if you have helixes, try pushing it. Also, it means that the train doesn't suffer with the dirty track. This one's just coming in now. That's had its third. That's had 3 goes. I'm just waiting for the other one to come round. It's just going around the helix and coming around the top now. So I'm going to have a check on this one, and then the other one when it comes in. Right, so the other one's just coming in now as well. It has derailed, but that was not because of track work. That's actually an issue that I've got with this one that I don't like, which is gradients. This one is a really good track cleaner on straight surfaces, but on gradients it really doesn't like it, and it tends to lift the back bogie off because it's too light. What the issue is, I'm just going to shut these down before I carry on talking, so because otherwise the liquid's just going to carry on pouring out. And I just got to there, that's it, cut the air off. So what I find with this is that the spring loaded there is a bit tight. What's happening is, as it goes up a gradient, it's actually just kicking the back wheel, the back bogies up in the air like that. There's not enough weight to keep them down, because the weight isn't over the bogies, because the bogies are sat so far away from the centre of gravity. So what might benefit from this would be some great big weights just glued on, sticking out over there, and I might actually try that, because I think that would work, and I have got some. So before I do my next run with these 2 wagons, I'm going to put some weights on this and see if it makes a difference. Actually, it might actually help. So obviously we finished our first run. As you can see, there is the CMX. That looks pretty dirty. That's taken a lot of filth off of there. You've got to say, how much more could there be? I think that's pretty cleaned up quite a lot. But the other one seems to have done quite a bit too on the other track. So I shall, as I said, change these over to put some fresh ones on, and we will swap tracks around and see where we go from there, and see what happens on the next run round. But as I said, I'm going to put some weights on this as well, so I'll give it a bit, might give it a bit more help, and I'll see you shortly. So if you remember, this one's, so that's 342 it's saying now. Obviously that's with the liquid in now, because I weighed them without before, and this one is now weighing up at 220, so it's got a little bit extra. I've added 50 grams of weight onto that to see if that makes a difference. So let's hope that that will be enough to keep it from derailing. So if you have one of these longer ones with the bogies out like that and you have derailment issues, this might solve it. We will soon find out. Just one other thing I want to say is changing pads. These are easier on the CMX. These nice clips here are really decent. They're strong, they're thick, and I've had this quite a long time and no issue. So there's a new pad on there, as you can see. That's the old one there. You can tell it does look dirtier, but it's a darker colour, so it might not show as well. The clips on these are a lot thinner, and I don't know if you can see, but they're rusty as well. Going rusty. Not happy with that. The amount of money you pay for one of these, I don't expect that. It's pretty poor quality material that they're using for these clips, and they're very thin. I always feel like they're going to snap off eventually when I'm using them. Anyway, I'm going to change these round, so get them running onto the opposite tracks now, and I'll see you in a minute. Right, so they're ready to go. One thing I want to say is I always would prefer to push one of these, but due to the weight, the issue I've had with, look, see how it came off. Due to the issue I've had with these this derailing so easily at the front, this end, I haven't ever tried it. Obviously, if this weight issue works, I might put some more weights on here at this end of it and see if I can push it, which would be really good. So anyway, we're going to set these off. I don't know if I'm in the right direction at the moment. Right, so there we go, that one's off. Not a good start. Don't even know what's going on there. Right, we'll try again. Basically, I didn't quite have that clipped on properly, and it caught on the point work. So let's give that another try. It got caught just on the point work there, and that's fine now. And we'll give this one a. As you can see, that's coming out far too quickly. It's drenched the track work there. I always have had an issue with this coming too fast. I'm going to have to adjust that. I bet all the bloody liquids come out of it now as well. Yeah, that's emptied itself. Oh. Okay, I've just lost all of that in one hit. Hey, done, gone. Well, I've done another 3 laps with each loco. After a few issues, I've had several derailments with this one. Absolutely pain in the back end. All the back-to-backs are fine anyway, so I checked them, but they are good. But as you can see, so that was the original pad, and that is the second run after the CMX. But the first pad didn't take a lot anyway. The second pad's taken just about the same amount. But, so that's the first CMX, that is the second. That's definitely cleaned a lot more. I think they're about equal, to be honest. I mean, it's cleaned the same amount on the run round after this one as this one has cleaned the same amount as what it did the first time, almost there as well. So, not a lot in it. This is my weapon of choice. It hasn't derailed once through all of my running. I had an issue with it being pulled, not pushed up the helixes. That's it. But other than that, you know, no issues. So the cleaning fluid has taken my weights off though. They've fallen off because they've taken away the stickiness of the glue. So that was good. But so they're not working very well, the weights system. But yeah, it's like I'm thinking I might put some in between. No, that won't fit. Yeah, so basically this is a good little thing. It works if you've got a flat layout, no inclines. It's a good little choice, I think. So nothing wrong with one of these, but I'm going to be selling this one. I don't need it, I don't want it. I'm going to stick with my CMX. I bought 2 and I won't be using one of these again, purely because of all the inclines I have on my layout. That is it, no other reason. So it was working perfectly fine on my old layout. But anyway, so I hope that's been an interesting thing. I mean, it's quite strange to see that it's cleaned like that after the CMX as well. I was expecting to see this, you know, I mean, it's hard to see this when it's wet as well, but I wasn't expecting to see the second pad. It's definitely not as much on there as what it took off the first time round, so it didn't have as much to clean up as this one did, that's for sure. So I hope you've found this video informative and interesting, and thanks for watching, and I will see you guys all soon. I've now got some nice clean tracks, so I might have a little bit of a running session, so run a few trains around. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. I just wanted to add a quick note to the video. When I did put the extra weight on this end, it did stop the derailments on the helix, because what was happening is that as it was going on the helix, and it was coming, obviously going like that, tilting, the spring loaded on this was pushing the back one off the ground, but with the extra weight on the back here, it wasn't happening. So obviously the weight is an issue, so what really needs to be done is add extra weight onto this to make it sit down better. So if you have one that is having some issues like that, that's your solution, I believe. So give it a try, put some weight on it. Anyway, thought I'd add that one to the end of the video, and thanks for watching. See you later. So I just wanted to do a quick follow-up after the track cleaning. So it's about 4 days after I filmed previous track cleaning, and I was going to do some running, and I had a couple of issues with trains not running. This track was working reasonably okay, but this back track, they weren't running on there at all. It just was not, everything kept sticking. Obviously in the video I finished off with this one on this track and the sharge cleaner on this one, but what I want to do, look, there's my finger, look at that. So there's a result. That cleaner has left a lot of residue of dirt, so I've got to re-clean all my track on the back before I can run any trains. So this one hasn't done as good a job as what this did. Yes, this other one needed another slight clean. They are very dirty, but yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. It's something else I wanted to think. It's you know, I've got to do a fair and honest comparison. One thing I will point out though is, so I think I might have said it already, if you've got inclines, you won't want one of these. They don't like the inclines so much. They do tend to come off, whereas the weight of this will stay on the incline better. But using one of these, they weigh so much more. You need a big loco to run it, hence why I'm using the 37 for it. A smaller loco would struggle to push this up any inclines. It would not make it. Even something like a 47 or lower, 33 definitely wouldn't work. So the 37 is a power horse. It's absolutely amazing. It's one of the most powerful locos I've got on the layout at the moment. I'm going to be getting a few more of those, that's for sure. I do like them. But anyway, I just wanted to finish off with that. I'm not trying to sort of, can't think of the word, but I'm not trying to put down this track cleaner. It suffers with weight. It's got issues, I did say, with these rusting, the spring rusting. Maybe it is the older model, so the newer model might be better. So if you're getting one, it might be better to go for the newer model, see if that works better. So anyway, I just wanted to finish off with an honest opinion and to show you that, because obviously I've got to now clean all my tracks before I can do some more running. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. So obviously I did that video a little while ago, but I haven't released it yet, of the track cleaning. I did want to obviously say I wasn't being biased, because obviously this is a lot lighter than this, so it's going to not clean as well as this anyway, but for the money difference I think it's pretty reasonable. I did make this video the beginning where I was cleaning the tracks quite some time back, and no, that's just marks on my finger right where the rail is. I just want to say that obviously it's been about a month or more since I cleaned the tracks, and they're still pretty okay. I did notice, like I think I showed it after cleaning them with this one and this one, that the tracks cleaned with this one weren't as clear as the ones with this, so I went around the whole layout doing that one, and it did clean a lot better. So if you are looking for the best quality cleaner you can get, it's definitely this CMX. If you're looking for a budget one, the Sharge cleaner is pretty good. It's better than sort of the other cheaper brands of ones that are out there, but it isn't quite as good as the CMX. Obviously there's many other ways to clean track, but I just wanted to say and about that. And also, as I've got a Helix, I had issues with this. Didn't like the Helix as much as this one because of the weight, and I do have issues with this one with the points. But I think the newer one, and that is because where the bogies sit like that, just doesn't like point works for some reason. But I know that they have got a newer model of this. The bogies don't look like they're stuck out like that, so that might be something they've changed. But I wanted to be a bit more fair. The Sharge track cleaner is a good track cleaner. I used it previously and it worked. It does clean pretty well. It's certainly much better than cleaning it all by hand. But I'll definitely be using my CMX mostly on my layout. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all soon. Goodbye.